Alright there geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Game Show, and recently I was lucky enough, alongside some of the rest of the team, to visit LA in order to host not just the Live from LA segment of the main showcase alongside Amy, but also I got to attend the Playdays event at the Summer Games Fest. And let me tell you something, brother, across that glorious week I saw so many games that my head felt like it was at the ending of 2001: A Space Odyssey, a rush of colour, excitement, and so many new mechanics that my brain nearly hit the big off switch thanks to extreme pleasure overload. But the best part of all of this is that we got to play some of your next favourite games early, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So buckle up my friends, as myself and the rest of the team will regale you with the reasons why you need to get even more hyped about these upcoming games. So with this in mind, I'm Jules, joined by Amy, Matt and Paul, and these are the 8 best games that we all played at SGF Playdays 2025.
Number 8. Lumines Arise.
Now, I won't lie to you, friends, I kinda suck at puzzle games. I absolutely love them, and in fact one of my favourite games ever is Intelligence Cube for the PS1, but I am definitely one of those people who takes at least twice as long to figure out even simple logic puzzles. It is a burden that I bear. Therefore, it was with sweaty palms and a voice inside my head saying, please don't let this be your Cuphead journalist moment, that I sat down to play Lumines Arise. And you know what? I absolutely love this game. I mean, do not get me wrong, I absolutely biffed it in the first level and had to start over because my pattern recognition skills were absolute zero, but after calming down and getting some pro tips from my guide, I was able to make great use of the new burst mechanic by creating a block that took out nearly the entire screen. Satisfying doesn't even come close to describe how good it feels to fall into the rhythm of this game, and its enrapturing soundtrack and visuals pulled me to a place that I wish I could live in forever. I felt calm, but also paradoxically dialed in more so than I'd ever been in any other game, and once the selection of stages that I was able to play were over, I just sat back in awe and with a sense that I'd never really experienced a puzzle game that had engaged me on an emotional level before. And so, turning to my guide, I asked them about how it made them feel, and even after thousands of hours logged, he felt the exact same way, and despite being an ex-pro Tetris player, also had never felt like this while playing a puzzler. Now, this last bit stuck with me because I then asked whether he could show me some pro moves, and so, after restarting the demo, he absolutely annihilated my top combo of 24, yes I know, it was low, with his own of nearly 270. And I tell you what, watching somebody who is this good play a game that looks and sounds this amazing might also be my new favourite thing. I am a Lumines convert and a fanatic all at once, and I cannot wait to play more of Arise when it drops later this year.
Number 7. Crisol Theatre of Idols.
Imagine if BioShock had a horrifying, body-bending baby with Resident Evil Village, and then that baby got some seriously twisted toys from Lies of P. Well, that's Crisol Theatre of Idols. I was thrown into the deep end on this one. No idea how far into the game I was, and I never really got a sense of the story, characters, or why I was doing what I was doing. Although I didn't really have time to worry about any of that either, as I ran from and fought whatever the hell this thing was. The moment-to-moment gameplay is very Resident Evil 8. You'll find yourself navigating tight environments, solving clever enough puzzles, and fighting or running away from creepy animatronic dolls. And again, just like in Resi, Crisol amps up the fear factor with a stalking, unkillable big bad. An invincible foe that forces you to run, hide, and yes, just like in Resi, find a spot it can't reach you, wait for its AI to get bored and walk away far enough so that you can unlock that door to access the next area. Just like in Resident Evil, it works as a terrifying, engaging mechanic when you first experience it, and quickly becomes a Scooby-Doo-like style puzzle that involves more fast and clever movement than it does cowering in place. And then there's the Lies of P influence, particularly in the enemy design. You'll face off against grotesque animatronic dolls that move with an unnerving, erratic jerkiness, making headshots hard to land. You can go for the safer arm or leg shots, making them less effective at tearing you apart, but of course that's going to cost you more of your precious ammo. Another more unexpected Lies of P inspiration comes from the inclusion of a parry system. It feels like an odd addition to a first-person shooter, but it's surprisingly a welcome one, adding an additional layer of strategic depth to close quarters combat that you wouldn't expect. In classic survival horror fashion, ammo is scarce, but not because it's hard to find, but because in this game, your blood is your ammo. This is Crisol's real unique selling point. To replenish your gun, you need to literally inject your own blood into the weapon. Often this involves brutally stabbing yourself with that weapon. Every reload costs you health, leaving you vulnerable and forcing you to make agonizing decisions. Do I fight and risk dropping to critical health, or do I flee to conserve my precious lifeblood? Why can't I reload right now? Oh, it's because I have as much health right now as Jules has hair.
It's still my beating heart. I can finally live out my dream.
Of being a pirate?
No, just having hair at will.
Ah, fair.
This constant struggle keeps the fear and tension at a consistent high, and is the main reason that I can't wait to play more of Crisol. Crisol Theater of Idols is set to launch later this year on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles.
Number 6. Omut.
Moving from one nightmare to another, I'd like to introduce you to a game that almost snapped my brain in half. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a masochist, so rather than seek psychological compensation, I'm just going to scramble excitedly into Jules' deep cut to tell you exactly how flipping brilliant it is. It's called Omut. O-M-U-T, which is actually Russian for the deep end of a pool, and that's exactly where this game is dunking you. It's an extremely hardcore 2D boss rush experience with twitch shooter mechanics that sees you lost in a surreal, creepy forest and pitted against a series of foes that require lightning-fast reflexes to defeat. When I sat down next to the PR rep ready to get stuck in, she kindly explained that I was about to die at least 100 times. I laughed in I've platinumed Elden Ring, and she looked at me as if to say, "Oh, you sweet summer child." Each boss has their own core mechanic. The first one, for example, cannot be allowed to touch the ground or you instantly lose. So you're essentially playing a deadly game of keepy up with a fast and unpredictable projectile. When you die, not if, when, you'll be able to spawn back in a matter of milliseconds, which makes the experience oh so moreish. There's no loading screens or trekking back from a bonfire to have another crack. You're just back in the fight, instantly. Before you know it, you've had 20, 30, 50, 80 attempts in quick succession, and you can just feel the neurological pathways in your brain forming, your muscle memory flexing. It's everything us Soulsborne mentalists love to experience. Tasty, infuriating dopamine. Part of the game's allure isn't just the punishing difficulty, it's also its eerie lo-fi horror ambience that makes you feel like you've crawled into a brutal fever dream inside a 90s CRT TV. Over 100 attempts later, I was indeed still on the first boss, and according to the PR rep I was with, only 3 people actually finished the demo over the course of the day. If that's got your masochistic blood pounding, this is definitely the game for you. Omut has no release date yet, but there is a free demo on Steam if you fancy wrecking a controller or two.
Number 5. Pathfinder Abomination Vaults.
Do you miss the glory days of games like Gauntlet or Golden Axe? Maybe the world of D&D has worn itself thin and you want a new adventure. Do you like the idea of playing a tabletop RPG but hate numbers? Well, do I have the game for you? Pathfinder Abomination Vaults is a brand new upcoming game set in the Pathfinder tabletop universe, which will see you taking control of one of 4 characters as you explore the dungeons of Gauntlet Keep in the first ever co-op hack and slash ARPG in this universe. Playing as one of 4 classic character classes, you'll be able to battle your way through a sprawling dungeon featuring plenty of biomes to explore, loot to plunder, and bosses to smash in the face with a greatsword. The developer explained their main focus is on drop-in, drop-out gameplay, with plenty of scope to mix and match playstyles. The game lets you easily swap characters on the fly, so you can always mix up playstyles along with some interesting team-up abilities. Speaking of which, they promised up to 4-player local and online co-op, so plenty of opportunities for chaos with your crew. As someone who wanted to put more time into games like Diablo and Path of Exile, but never had enough time for the commitment they commanded, Abomination Vault's focus on quick session gameplay has me excited to see the full launch in the future.
Number 4. Mixtape.
Now let's hit rewind and shift gears completely to Mixtape. This game isn't trying to challenge your reflexes or test your bravery. It just wants to transport you into your favorite coming-of-age comedy movie, and it nails it. Mixtape opens with you skateboarding down the perfect hill at sunset to Devo's That's Good. Sure, you're dodging cars and popping shove-its, but that really isn't the point. The point is you're racing your mates, chatting and enjoying the exquisite vibes. If you've seen the movie Baby Driver, then you totally get what's going on here. Except this time around, you are responsible for making sure the gameplay syncs up with the soundtrack. You'll be hill bombing, head banging, and even running from the police, all in time with the tracks, whilst reliving this trio's greatest hits of their teenage years. I only played about 30 minutes from the start of the game, but that was all it took. I immediately fell head over heels for this main cast. Their interactions, their banter, and their shared moments made me feel like I was right there with them, reliving my own coming-of-age adventures. It's like being inside of your own private Ferris Bueller's Day Off movie, brimming with all of that carefree, rebellious spirit and fourth wall breaks. And while some will no doubt get a lot of chuckles out of the references to Dazed and Confused and Wayne's World, if you're too young for those touchstones, there are even hints to the awkwardness and absurdity of Superbad in here. Mixtape understands the power of nostalgia and delivers it with a perfect blend of charm, humor, and an absolutely killer soundtrack. And if you want to know more about Mixtape, then check out the FGS channel for our exclusive developer interview with Johnny Galvatron, the lead of Beethoven and Dinosaur, the studio behind the game. Mixtape is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2025, and of course, day one on Game Pass.
Number 3, Warhammer 40k Darktide Arbites.
Oh me, oh my, it's Warhammer, my guy, and what a surprise! I'm here to dribble all over the chance to wax lyrical about the franchise once more. And yes, of course, this was my very first appointment at the entire event. Obviously. And I'm so glad that it was, because getting hands-on with the new Arbites class was exactly the boot-to-the-face experience that I was looking for. Here, players now get to spread the word of Imperial law as what is essentially Judge Dredd, but with 20% more chin and at least 180% more hate. And also now comes complete with their own augmented hound, known as a Cyber Mastiff. Now this new class sits comfortably between the Ogryn and Veteran classes as a close to mid-range powerhouse that specialises in crowd control thanks to their shield and shock maul loadouts and shotguns that fire in a horizontal spread in order to knock down as many foes as possible in short order. They come complete with trap mines to secure areas and abilities that reduce incoming damage for shocking or knocking over enemies, meaning that they can stay in the fight and lock down choke points for the entire team. But what about the dog? I hear you cry. What about this beautiful battle mutt? Well, I'll tell you this, my friends, this is hands down my new favourite feature in the entire game. By pressing the tag button twice, elites and specialists will be highlighted with a purple hue, and that means that you've given your dog the order to go bite the bricks off them. And they do this with gusto. So for example, if a sniper is harassing you from over the map, well, order Fido over there to play fetch with their face and you can just go about your business without a care. It's a fantastic way to stay in the fight while picking off elites that could ruin your day. And the best thing about all of this is that you don't need to worry about your dog dying because it can't die, which is a very nice choice because that would make me very, very sad. However, you can pet the hound, which I suggest that you do as soon as you download this expansion. Now, the best thing about it is that you're kind of always aware of what your dog is up to because it's always in your field of vision. It's either attacking enemies or just staying right in your peripheral vision there. And it means that you're constantly reminded to use that ability to just tag enemies and then stay here, locked into the battle while they just pick off all of the specialists. Be warned though, it will struggle against the big guys.
Father help!
Then again, you should be aiding it anyway. Don't let your dog do all the dirty work. Come on, mate, come on. Oh, and on top of all of this, the dog's fur and augments are customizable. I know, I don't think that they needed to go this hard either, but there we have it. As the devs were showing me all the different options, I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. I'm already a convert. I'm the easiest sell that they had the entire weekend probably. But my God, was it good. Oh yes, oh yes. In short, it makes one of my favourite games even better, and I for one cannot wait when the Arbites class drops on the 23rd of June for Warhammer Darktide.
Number 2, Resident Evil Requiem.
Okay, so this might be stretching the whole games we played thing a little bit, but there's no way we can miss this one off the list. I was lucky enough to get a behind closed doors look at one of the most anticipated horror titles coming next year. Nope, I'm not talking Animal Crossing Debt Simulator, I'm talking Resident Evil 9, better known as Requiem. The gameplay I saw was just a brief look at what will be on offer next year, but it gave me more than enough to be excited about. To start with, they didn't really show any combat, meaning this felt more like the House Beneviento level from Village, just with 100% less dolls thankfully.
Oh, yes, let's go!
They showed a lot of the classic puzzle elements you'd expect from a modern Resident Evil game, from special keys to fuse boxes. All the hallmarks of the series are here. That includes the limited storage space. Say goodbye to the suitcase of Resident Evil 4, We're talking about tiny pocket space here. The level design also has me excited. Dark hallways lit only by flame create an unnerving presence, alongside the creepy sound design. Requiem really is putting the RE engine through its paces. Grace seems like a very interesting character too. FBI agent who appears to use her brain more than a pistol, as evidenced by the delightful scene of her escaping from a hospital gurney she finds herself strapped to at the beginning of our session. Finally, and more excitingly, is the player choice Requiem will bring. From the start, you will be able to play Requiem in first or third person view, an option introduced in the Village DLC. This is the first time a mainline game in the series has launched with the option, but now the forums can argue about the best way to play Requiem for years to come. We don't have too long to wait to see which way is better, as Resident Evil Requiem launches February 27th on Xbox, PS5 and PC.
And number 1, Relooted.
There are a few reasons I was keen to get hands-on with African futurist heist game Relooted. First of all, it's a totally different breed of heist experience to the likes of Payday 2 and GTA. The frenetic 2.5D parkour naturally calls to mind Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. And there's plenty of stylish pole swinging and ledge vaulting to keep your heart racing before you power slide into the back of your crew's van with mere seconds to spare. But crucially, the game is not just an action platformer, but a meaty brain tickler, one that celebrates tactical planning and puzzle solving just as much as an action-packed getaway. Each member of your crew has unique abilities, from ziplining to opening potential escape routes. Teamwork does in fact make the dream work, particularly when it comes to casing the joint. One game it did remind me of a little was Desperados 3, in that I really relished having so much choice and agency when it came to my crew's grand plan. Working out who needs to be where at just the right time, and moving all the pieces together to set up a satisfying chain of events that would see me safely home. What's more, the story follows a gang of misfit civilians who share an honorary goal: to liberate real-world stolen African artifacts from Western museums. Your bold reclamation effort will actually teach you a thing or two about history and the cultural and spiritual significance of these objects along the way, giving you, as the player, a stronger sense of purpose than just robbing a bank with your mates. Relooted has no release date yet, it's only just been announced in fact, but it's a mega interesting premise with some fun mechanics that is well worth keeping an eye on.
And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 of the best games that we all played at SGF Playdays 2025. I want to give a massive thank you to the rest of the team, Matt, Amy and Paul, for their thoughts on these upcoming games, as well as just supporting me throughout the entire week, because it was absolutely bloody amazing. We got to get over to LA, got to do all of the fun stuff. We went to Universal Studios, and if you want to see all of the fun stuff that we got up to, go check out the Live from LA FGS showcase. It's up on the channel, and you can see loads of new games added in there, as well as loads of dev interviews and other little information bits about exciting new games. But also, let me know what you thought about this down in the comments section below, and whether or not you're going to be picking up these games, and if so, which ones and why are you excited about them? Hey, let's champion some games together. But if you want to follow us all on the social medias, I'm sure that Mark has put all of our social media. I'm probably crowded by social media handles right here. Oh God, I can't move. Get them away. They're buzzing around my head like flies. He's probably not animated them as such, but go follow us there. I'm going insane. But before I go, I just want to say one thing. Even though we spoke today about brand new games that you should definitely be excited about, one thing that has been true since day dot, my friend, and that is that you watching this video are a massive ledge. You deserve the best, like love, happiness and success. We all do as human beings, so treat yourself with that love and respect, and take that energy and pass it forward in this life. Because trust me, it's the only way we're going to get on together is if we start spreading some goodness in this weird, weird world. So treat yourself with that love and respect, because you are the best, and remind yourself every single day that you are a massive ledge. Now go out there and smash it. As always, I've been Jules, you have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.